Here's how markets are closing for the week. We got about 15 seconds before the close. So this is how the market ended the week, with the Nasdaq positive, and this is a third week in a row the market has stayed above this breakout level of 3689.59. A very strong market. If this was the only market to consider, then one has to say that this is still remains a very strong market. You got a follow through and a follow through and a follow through. That's a very strong market there, staying above that breakout level on the weekly chart. We'll see what next week brings and what the month of October brings. All right, let's take a look at the daily here for the Nasdaq. And you see that on the daily there seems to be a little bit of a stall around that level there, which is the high. So that level there, the daily highs of 37.89 is where the market has yet to breach that level after making that daily closing high. So maybe we are seeing the early signs of a stall there. We'll see what happens. On the daily we see a negative divergence where the market made a higher high here, but the technicals did not follow through. So for this to be confirmed is if the market breaks down here, then that negative divergence will be confirmed. For now, I think it's still a healthy breakout level. We'll see what happens, but let's watch that 37.89 to see whether the market can break out to the upside on that time frame. Let's take a look at the TNA daily. And this ETF also shows higher highs here in price, multiple higher highs, and yet the market was making lower lows here. More importantly, seems to be a double top there on the RSI, and this level here has been where the market has been stalling lately. This level here was a sell point once we broke down there, which was beginning of August, which was those highs. So this point here, let me draw that again. So this point was being tested and seems to be failing. So this level here seems to be failing. So this double top here on the daily RSI could be, when you look at the internal makeup of the tech market moving to new highs, it might be a problem here. We'll see what happens. The Dow weekly. Now the Dow did close lower for the week, about 1.25%, after failing to hold this breakout level there last week, and now following through to the downside. We'll see what happens. But my blue line, this highs here, this, take that high and this high here, draw a straight line. You see that we found support on that line previously, which was this level here. Market bounced higher, broke down, sell point, comes back, moves above it, buy point, but now wants to move back below it. So that line tells me that if that's the case, especially after this failed breakout here, you start looking for reasons, to confirm that the market is weak. A strong market is going to break out and hold above breakout levels. A weak market tends to stall at previous highs and then start rolling over. Of course, the market could still conceivably try and break out again down the road. So we have to wait for next week to see whether we're going to start moving higher here or not. Let's take a look at the Dow daily. Now the Dow daily closed back below the 50-day moving average there. Closed below the 50 level on the RSI. I was expecting a bigger down day, but we only got 70 points. I was expecting more, maybe about more than 100 points, maybe 150, because when you move below 50, you normally tend to get big moves. So this move was kind of not too big, but 70 points, that's all right. Also notice that there was a failed breakout there. So, and then moving below the 50, you start seeing that the market is starting to lose faith with its upward trend. Now, of course, it hasn't really violated the 50. It's trading at the 50 level, give or take. So, with the bounce next week, we could see, and we could start saying that the market has found support on the 50. So, because it's just at the 50, we can't really make too much out of that. The Dow Transports on a weekly basis, you see that this week we've moved back below this previous buy point. After closing above that level late last week, we've been moved or pushed back below that level. So there's another failed breakout on the Dow Transports. And then notice that this RSI weekly highs has been an area where this market has stalled. So it stalled here on the RSI, stalled there, seems to be stalling there lately. So seems to me that the weekly's RSI is telling us there seems to be a reason for this failed breakout to bring lower prices as far as the transports are concerned. This line here seems to be confirmed multiple levels. Dow Transports Daily. See that the daily breakout there failed. We moved back below that breakout level. It's important to note that we have a 50-day moving average could offer support, and also a 200-day moving average. So this is not a broken market, but failed breakouts are notorious for starting sell-offs. Also notice, and I spoke about this in my last video, weekend video, that this level here could have been resistance. And you see that precisely on that level, this has now turned into a confirmed nice sell point. We'll see how low this one goes, but we are seeing early signs of failed breakouts, and we'll see whether that's going to move the market lower. S&P 500 from a weekly standpoint, you see that we failed to hold 1709 after closing above it last week. This week we've moved back below that. That's a failed breakout. Also notice resistance coming from the top lines of the weekly RSI. So that's, that doesn't look very good unless the market can break out of that range. The banking index daily chart, the BKX, right here the lows for this congestion right there is 61.97, closed at 62.42. So we'll see whether it can hold. Seems to be holding right now, but if it cracks, that's going to be a very strong sell signal. So trying to hold that level there, whether it's going to hold or not, we'll know over the next couple of days or weeks. But right now, trading at that level, any slide is going to lead to a major sell point. If you take a look at the banking index from a monthly chart, you start seeing signs of long-term resistance. Take this level here, that level there, which is a yellow shaded area, is you'll notice this was support over here for multiple years. Would come back here, break down there in 08, 09, and ever since that, we've never closed above that range. So this could be a major sell point here, given that the last time we broke below that, we had the crash of 2008. If you take a look at the RSI on a monthly, this is this level right here. That level was the major high in 2007, early 2007, and we've come back to that level and stalled. So this could be the early sign of a month-to-month sell signal, which could be significant, and we might be looking at markets that have already formed their highs. And given that this chart here, maybe on the monthly, we might start seeing monthly prices progressively moving lower. Let's take a look at another monthly chart. It is for the XHB. And you see that the breakout level was 30.87. That's where it needed to break out above. We moved above that early on in the month, but now we are back at that level. We see whether we actually break out or fail. If we fail and move lower next month, then that's going to be a major reversal there. So attempting to break above 30.87, who knows where we are going to close for the month, which is going to be Monday's close. It's going to be the end of the month. We'll see what October brings, but let's watch this level here for a breakout signal or a stall point. Let's take a look at the semiconductor index from a daily view. And what we see here is the breakout level was 489.92. and we close at 490, so we are back below this breakout level on a daily basis. So we'll see whether that continues being the case. So this breakout here seems to be failing, or early signs of a break. We'll see whether this here was a trap. So if we move back below that level, that 489 level, that's not good. Also notice that one would have expected resistance on the daily RSI somewhere around here. This level's here because this has been previous sell points. As you can see, resistance coming from the highs there, previous highs, and then now here again. So the RSI did not break out to the upside. So this could be a resistance, and we're already seeing this short-term trend break with the RSI pointing lower there. Could be pushing prices lower at the beginning of next week.